The Holly Bobo murder case gets even more complicated after an unprecedented shift in the way crimes are being handled. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tells us it will not investigate any new cases in the 24th District and will not play any future role in the Holly Bobo investigation. TBI Director Mark Gwynn released a statement saying in part that District Attorney Matt Stowe, quote, made allegations of misconduct by TBI and other law enforcement agencies, both local and federal. He also repeatedly stated he wanted our agency to suspend all activities in his district. Stowe denies those claims, telling us he fully expects to continue working with the TBI. Since Holly Bobo's disappearance in 2011, TBI agents have devoted thousands of hours to the case. Decatur County Sheriff Keith Bird says without their help, the department will suffer.
We're still trying to figure out, if we lose that service, what we're going to do. About the only other source we'd have for lab testing would be through private labs, and that's very expensive. It's a budget killer.
As we were learning more details about that situation yesterday, the three prime suspects in Holly's murder went before a judge.
But quite frankly, I'm disturbed that this case has not moved from March through today anywhere.
I have no physical evidence whatsoever about my client linking him to the kidnapping and murder of Holly Bobo.
That wasn't the only heated exchange. Judge McGinley said he's fed up at the lack of progress in the case. He wanted to set a trial date yesterday, but that never happened. And when the date finally is decided, the location likely will not be in Decatur County.
One only need to look around the courtroom to know how public this case has become, and unless something should convince me otherwise, I think it would be humanly impossible for a fair and impartial jury to be seated in this county with the type of emotion that has been brought.
Zach Adams and Jason Autry are charged with Holly's kidnapping and murder. Zach's brother Dylan is charged with rape. All three men will be back in court next month. Prosecutors are still investigating a reported rape involving two UT football players, but yesterday they sent the county's grand jury home without hearing the case. A.J. Johnson and Michael Williams are accused of raping a woman at an off-campus apartment after a football game last month. Both players have been suspended from the team, but no charges have been filed yet. Another grand jury will be called next month, but even then, it's not guaranteed that they will hear the case. U.S. officials are now openly blaming North Korea for the Sony Pictures hack that may be the most damaging cyber attack ever on an American business. Omar Villafranca has the latest on the fallout.
Movie theaters took down posters for The Interview after Sony Pictures announced it is scrapping the release of the controversial film.
We're going to North Korea!
The James Franco-Seth Rogen film centers around an assassination plot to kill the leader of North Korea. But after threats surfaced of a 9/11-style attack on theaters showing the film, theater chains said they wouldn't show it. Finally, Sony bowed to pressure, releasing a statement saying, "In light of the decision by the majority of our exhibitors not to show the film, we have decided not to move forward."
I have never seen a studio just say, we are pulling the publicity, we are pulling the movie, no video on demand. It's as if The Interview never existed.
CBS News has learned federal investigators could soon blame North Korea for the cyber attack, which also included the leak of thousands of embarrassing company emails about A-list stars. But some hacking experts are skeptical.
That kind of information flowing at one time would have shut down North Korean internet completely. They don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the technical capabilities.
The Interview cost about $40 million, but insiders say the final total of the hack could run into the hundreds of millions of dollars, making it possibly the most damaging cyber attack ever on an American business. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas.